Hey guys, Toby here from PROEDGE Trading. Well, we went 3 for 3 today on the EdgeRunner ATR trades. 2-minute PROEDGE bars as usual, 8:36 to 10:30 Central Time. But as you know, we'll quit when we're up, or we have a lot of wins in a row. We'll call it. So today was a quick day. I think we hit a little over 700. Let's see these trades real quick. And then I'm going to address a question we get a lot about, okay, hold on. Here we go.
Order submitted.
All right, there's our first trade, the YM. EdgeRunner catching the momentum.
Order canceled.
There we go. Good start. Yeah, we get asked a lot about using the EdgeRunner on other bars, minute bars. And you can. EdgeRunner works good on minute bars, our PROEDGE bars, tick charts, works really good.
Order submitted.
There we go. The Q, the ES hit at the same time here. The market was a little undecided today. If you hung around, it got really crazy, which we're going to look at here.
Order canceled.
We're going to look at it here in a minute. So we just got that Q trade. ES did a lot of bobbling around. We were in that trade longer than normal. You know, most of the time our trades are 1 or 2 candles. But the ES did bobble around for 10, 15 minutes.
Order canceled.
It finally hit. So we're 3 for 3. It's a little after 9:10 or so. But I called it there. I was happy with that. 3 for 3, $700. And the market's, you know, it's getting kind of flat. I was happy to stop there. Yeah, we get asked about minute candles a lot. I'm going to show you, give you some examples. You'll see I call it here pretty quick, pretty soon. I was happy with it, what we got. Wasn't real thrilled with the price action. So that's where we ended up today. ATR trades. In case you don't know, those are, you know, ATR based, 15 period ATR. We're going for 100% of the ATR and stop at the edge band. Sometimes I go for 50%. Sometimes I use a break even. It's kind of personal preference, but there you go. So 712 EdgeRunner Auto ATR trades, Wednesday, July 16th. All right, now we're going to look at some minute charts.
Sell down.
All right, guys, so we're on a 2-minute chart, NQ. Here's our 8:30. That's our New York Open Central Standard Time. We get asked a lot about different candle types. And yeah, the EdgeRunner works really well on minute candles, tick candles, our PROEDGE bars. But I just thought I'd show you a example of a 2-minute chart. So here we go. I had the candles colored. You can choose this in the indicator.
Sell down.
I have them colored to match the edge band, but you don't have to do that. You can have them match the background or the edge band or no coloring at all.
Sell down.
We got our edge band here, and you see how it flips. And we got the light color on the bottom. And then, you know, after we stay out of these first few candles, you start seeing what it's going to do. And, you know, it's kind of indecision. It's a doji candle. This close to the top is probably a green candle, technically. But here's a strong bearish candle. No wick, close at the bottom, strong bearish candle. You're below below everything, you're red, you're red, you're red. So you want to start.
Sell down.
You can take a trade right here. You can wait for a little bit of a pullback. Sometimes it just, like this candle right here, just goes without you. So, you know, it's kind of personal preference. Say worst case scenario, you got in here at 17 and we're going for 10 points, 2-minute candles. We usually go for 10 points. And so you're in at 17, worst case scenario, if you didn't wait for a pullback. And where do we get our 10 points? Here. So pretty much instantly, not much drawdown. Now your stop goes above the edge band. In this case, 17, you know, that's a 20 to 35 point stop. And, you know, I realize that may be more than you want. So just wait for a pullback. If you got in here somewhere, that's 26. That's about a 20-point stop. You know, that's not bad. 20-point stop, going for 10 points. You easily get that. You get, you know, get probably 100 out of this. But you got your 10 points easy, regardless of how you did it. Any one of these bars is fine. And then that's the, you know, it's a trend change. So that's your first trade of this new leg. And, you know, what I always recommend, you know, 1 or 2 per leg. If you did 1, that's probably plenty. It's the most high probability trade when you're trading with a trend like this. But if you want to go for 2, you wait. See, we got our loop here. Here's our low. Here's a close below the low. Strong bearish candle. And this is a case where a pullback, you wouldn't get in. So, you know, it kind of goes both ways. If you got in here, 97, you know, it, what is that? Goes a lot more than 10 points. So you got another 10 points. Here we'll mark these anywhere here. You got your 2 trades. I wouldn't, you know, try to get more than 2 per leg. Here's an example. This one did, you know, you got your loop, you got your close. This is why I don't like to take more than 2, because this one went against you. Sometimes they just keep going, but the first 1 or 2 are the most high probability, especially the first one. So here we go. We're looking for, it's starting to change the upside. You're starting to get a flip right here. And it starts here. You got this whole candle. So this would have been good. If you got in anywhere here, a little bit late, you'd be all right. 14. There's your 10 points. So as long as you got in, you know, somewhere in here close to this close. That's another good one. And that was 13, you know, about a 15-point stop right there. And then we got, this is just a mess through here. It's starting to, if you consider this to be the new leg, which it's an ugly one, you know, got a lot of red in there. It's just not a good trend. But even if you did, this close right here, you'll notice is not above this wick, not above this high. So that's what keeps you out of these dangerous trades. That's why I like to have confirmation. It needs to at least be even or higher, and this one's just a little bit low. That keeps you out of trades like this. And then the rest of this is just a mess. You know, you never get a flip. This flips back, but, you know, this is all flat. It's not a really pretty leg. It's just not, I wouldn't be trading this. You know, if you did, this thing actually started down here somewhere. If you got in somewhere around here, 25, you know, 25 to 30 mark, you know, it does make it to 45. I'm not going to count it, but it would have won. But you don't have any confirmation. It's just not not a nice trend. And then the market just started going crazy. You know, you got these 100-point candles. You're not going to trade this. Just
6B.
don't trade
6B.
this. If you did, and you waited for a nice bullish one, you know, here's a
6B.
flip. This is a
6B.
winner, but that's too much stop. You know, it's 60, 70 points. Obviously it's a winner, but, and then we get, if you keep following this, you get a loop, you get a close here. So here's your loop, here's your close below that. And it's another, you know, good winner. But like I said, I wouldn't be trading these. It's just too big of a stop. The market was just going crazy. But that's all right, because you got 3 wins, 3 easy, clean wins here. That's 30 points, $600. And it's a good spot to call it. But yeah, I just wanted to show you, you can trade it on the minutes really well. Works really well on minutes or ticks. Ticks are more of a personal preference, you know, how many ticks, 300, 500, you know, 1,000, 2,000 chart, 2,000 tick chart, you know, that's just up to you. You'll have to play with that. But standard minutes are easy to look at, and they're consistent, you know. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and don't forget, Apex is PROEDGE. Apex code PROEDGE for the best deal. I think it's 80% right now. And we will see you guys on the charts tomorrow.